So when we calculate proportional taxes, it's a lot easier to do than a progressive tax because a proportional tax is one in which everybody pays the same rate. So there's not a lot of additional levels to look at. We have one tax rate that we'll be multiplying. So the formula is going to stay the same regardless of what the tax rate is or the income level is. So for example, in the state of Indiana, we have a proportional tax when it comes to income tax. We have a 3.3% rate. So, in order to calculate the amount withheld, you take your salary, you multiply it by the tax rate. So, in your calculator, you would put a 0.033. If you put 0.33, that's 33%. That's way more money than what you need to be paying in taxes. Okay, so input the numbers, and what you get after you multiply is the amount withheld. And that's it for proportional tax. Okay, so it's one formula. You take the amount that needs taxed, multiply it by the tax rate, and the total is the amount withheld. So for this person making $47,628, they would owe the state of Indiana $1,571.24. Okay. When you do this, you always go back to the gross salary. So even though we already calculated federal and that money has been taken out, the state of Indiana and most other states look at this and go back to the gross salary to do theirs. They don't take one out and then see what are you left with and then tax it. They always go back to the gross salary. Okay. So for FICA taxes, like I said, FICA is Social Security and Medicare. So each of these have their own tax rate. For Social Security, the tax rate that you pay is a 6.2%. So in your calculators, that should be a 0.062. Your employer also pays 6.2%. So in total, Social Security is a 12.4% tax rate. But because it gets broken up between two groups, you only are responsible for 6.2%. So when we're calculating Social Security, we take the gross salary, again, go back to your gross salary, multiplied by the tax rate, and the total we get is the amount withheld. Okay, so for your contribution for the year for this person, that would be their total, $2,952.94. For Medicare, we do the same thing. The gross salary multiplied by the tax rate. Medicare is a 1.45%. So when you enter it in the calculator, you're entering 0.0145. Okay, it's a pretty small taxation rate. People don't contribute a lot to that. But everybody does contribute. And then your boss would also contribute 1.45%. So when we enter in the numbers, we run the math, the amount withheld for Medicare is $690.61. Okay. So that's it for proportional taxes. Like I said, it's a lot quicker because it is one formula, two numbers to get your amount withheld. So, like I said, if you get hired, you get told the gross salary, but we want to know, what do you actually have left to live off of, right? That's what we as individuals need to know. So we can take this information, take your gross salary, subtract out all of the taxes that you paid, and what you're left with is your net salary. So for this person, we take their gross salary, $4,628, and we subtract all of the amount withholdings that we calculated. So you take this, subtract, and you should get a number of $36,186.89. That is what they actually have to live off of for the year. Okay. Now, this doesn't even include any insurance or any savings or anything else that you might be taking out before you actually get paid. Okay, so in reality, your net salary is a lot lower than this. And if you're wondering what do I have to live off of each month, there are 12 months in a year. So you take your net salary divided by 12, and this person would have a monthly salary of $3,015.57, which is what they have every month to pay for all the things that they need to get by with. Okay. Now, if you are interested in this and you're thinking, okay, we've paid a lot of different tax rates, okay, between all these taxes, what is the total percentage of this person's income that went towards taxes. We have a formula for you. So if you're wondering that, how much money actually, what percentage of money actually went to taxes? What you do is you take the total withheld divided by the gross annual salary, multiply that by 100, and that will give you that percentage. So for this person, their gross salary again was $47,628. In total, they paid $11,441.11 towards taxes for the year. So if we divide those numbers and then multiply it by 100, this person paid 24% of their salary towards taxes. Okay? So that means whatever they didn't pay towards taxes is what they have to live off for the rest of the year. Now, because of that progressive tax, as this number increases right here, the total withheld, this number increases as well. So yesterday when we were talking about this, we said progressive tax supporters have this idea of the ability to pay, right? If you have more money, you have the ability to pay more, and you're still going to be left with a good amount of money to live off of. In most cases, you're still going to be left with more money than other people have before taxes are even taken. Okay, but what we've seen is that as we increase that progressive tax and this percentage increases, a lot of the wealthy individuals in the United States are paying close to 30 or 40 or more percent of their income towards taxes, right? And so they are paying a very large portion of the taxes that get used by the government in the United States. Okay, so what I want you to do is go ahead and go back to the agenda. There is an assignment. I want you to practice all of this for 2 different income tax rates and then submit to Canvas. If you have questions, please email me and I'll help wherever it is needed.